Hey guys, it's Diane, and for my YALSA presentation, I read the book Little Brother by Cory Doctorow. And let's start off with a summary. So the book takes place in a not too long into the future San Francisco. At this time, America is basically the same, besides the fact that technology is not only used for recreational purposes, but is also used for invading the private lives of the public. For example, at schools, they would have special cameras that would detect where and who a person was by the specific way they walked. The book is narrated by a 17-year-old Marcus Yallo who hates this invasion of privacy and finds ways to keep his own business to himself. Marcus is actually a super hacker / tech whiz and finds entertainment in messing with this system. His three main friends include Daryl, Vanessa, and Jose, also known as Jolu. One day, Marcus and his friends decide to skip school and play a popular online reality role-playing game, but before they know it, a terrorist attack takes place within the city of San Francisco. Large explosions, large crowds, people screaming and yelling equals pure terror. The group finds their way out of the chaos and realize that Daryl had been stabbed in the stomach. They search for help only to be greeted by the Department of Homeland Security and are taken away. While in custody, the DHS does things to them, mostly torture tactics, to make Marcus and his friends spit out information about the terrorist attack. After 6 days of interrogations, they are released and are told that their every move will be watched. When they return, they discover that their city has become a police state, where every citizen is treated like a potential terrorist. Marcus is very angry and infuriated by this. He plans and takes his revenge on the DHS. So the next thing I'll talk about are the themes that were addressed in the book. And I found 3. The first one was people should oppose unjust government and take a stance. The second one was privacy can be easily violated by the government. And the third one was privacy must or mustn't be sacrificed for national security. The third one is an either or, but I kind of found, in my own opinion, it that it must be sacrificed, but to a certain extent. And the quotes that I found most significant to those themes were on page 334, so yes, it is a long book. I can't go underground for a year, 10 years, my whole life waiting for freedom to be handed to me. Freedom is something you have to take for yourself. That was said by Marcus to one of his colleagues. And the second quote I found was on page 212. Governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles, and organizing its powers in such forms as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. And this was said to a teacher who later suspended Marcus for 2 weeks. So I guess I'll go down the list and talk about why it's on the YALSA for the College Bound. And specifically, it's on the 2009 Science and Technology list. It's probably on there because of all the tech lingo inside, but it also suggests a social conflict within the book about terrorism and the government and our country. Doctorow, the author of Little Brother, actually wrote an introduction to it, and it states his intentions of writing it and what he wants the audience to do. So, quote, "This book is meant to be part of the conversation about what an information society means. Does it mean total control or unheard of liberty? It's not just a noun, it's a verb. It's something you do. This book is meant to be something you do, not just you read. Not just something you read, end quote. And so, I think it's intended for anyone who loves freedom and teenagers who love freedom. America. My overall impression of Little Brother was that it was really well written, and it appealed to me because it was written in a more modern way. And I would recommend this book for readers who like good story plots. And I think that it flows very well and is very interesting because of the variety of scenes that it has. There's some romance scenes, some suspenseful scenes, and some scenes that made me cringe, and I don't know, it was overall very good. And I found it really entertaining, and I learned a lot from it, honestly. So be prepared for a lot of detailed explanations about computers. So if you don't like computers, maybe it's not for you, but read it still because of the very entertaining plot.